big, wonderful bubble of energy that is you. Remember, you are amazing. Be proud of it. That's the quote that starts chapter 2 of my book From Fear to Freedom. It's called Fitting In. I'm Michelle Townsend from Harmony Life Balance, and welcome to my channel where we're uncovering from fear to freedom. So in chapter 2, I share my story of when I was at school in my younger years. So the question I want to ask first of all to you is, have you ever felt like no matter what you did, you just didn't quite fit in, or you felt you didn't quite fit in? Because I think as a lot of, when we're younger, in our younger years, when we're at school, we just want to be part of the gang, don't we? We want to fit in with everybody else. Now, this chapter 2 explores the difference between fitting in and basically our true belonging. Are we connecting in? Are we being our true self? And that how trying to blend in can actually lead us further away from ourselves. On personal reflection, looking back after having written chapter 2 and gone through the journey, as an empath, I often absorbed people's energy, and I would absorb other people's energy to avoid conflict and discomfort, because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be part of that group, or wanted to be part of that class, or whatever it was. You know, you want to look like you're part of that. But over time, keeping quiet turned into feeling invisible, because I was very shy. I didn't necessarily speak up. I used to, if you put your hand up in the class at school, you'd be a bag of nerves. My heart would be going to the dozen. And you're thinking, well, why is this happening? Why am I doing this? So you just avoid it. And you're not actually putting yourself forward as fully yourself in that situation. Let's just dive into a small section of the Away Will Be Found part of chapter 2, just to make this a little bit clearer. So not everyone gets on. It's true. I had great difficulty understanding this as a child. I just wanted to be friends with everyone. No bad vibes or feelings. Creating a deep understanding that we are all different with our own views and outlooks can allow us to let go of any negativity we are faced with. When honouring that for each other, the flow through life is so much easier. We are all unique. Empaths find this difficult to do. Empaths are oversensitive to people's emotions and responses, owning their energy. These emotions and responses are not ours to own. That's just someone else's perspective. Everyone is brought up differently. We all develop different perspectives from our own experiences and what we've been taught from our peers and parents. If taught from an early age, we can learn from our experiencing, navigating life better. This isn't on everyone's radar, but children certainly create misunderstandings from their experiences. We do all require a sense of belonging. When someone confronts us, it can be hard to accept. We start to turn inwardly, lack confidence, back away, find it difficult to speak up, just like I did. That was all I could understand back then. Being an empath, it is much harder to deal with. With the realisation of not everyone gets on, I'm sure things would have been different for me. Teach children the simplicities of this. It's not difficult to understand. It may even seem silly, but it can be far-reaching to a youngster's mind. Understanding creates empowerment within. So you see, I thought everybody, as a child, I thought, oh, we're all the same. We're all, you know, why are they responding that way? Why are they being nasty in that way? Or why are they doing that in that way? When in actual fact, we're all brought up with different experiences. So not everybody's the same. And I think teaching children that at such an early age, that everybody is different and everybody's got different perspectives from their experiences, can be far-reaching to a youngster's mind, as I've mentioned in my book, because that can stop people's flow, and you're trying to fit in. You start changing yourself to be like them to fit in, when in actual fact what you're doing is you're slowly becoming more invisible and shutting yourself down, and your true belonging of being who you are is no longer there. So we shared in chapter 1 in the inner child programs section about how we pick up people's programs and beliefs from what we talk from and what we see. We just pick up the energy. We don't even need to have things necessarily said to us. We pick up the energy. So the core message here is you don't need to shrink or edit yourself. There's a good word, edit yourself, so that you can be accepted. You don't have to change yourself. Be the true person that you are. And that freedom, because I talk a lot about freedom, it's part of the title of my book, begins when you embrace that full self. When you start to close that down, that's when things feel uncomfortable to you. That's what I was experiencing as a child, what I explain. So, you know, if you've got children, teach them that people are so different, then that it's absolutely fine, and that we can learn from our differences rather than taking it personally or nobody's not disliking us. You know, it's all about connecting with understanding that we are all quite different. So what's one way that you've dimmed your light to fit in recently? Have a think about it. And what would it feel like to actually shine your light anyway and being the true person that you are? I'd like you, share your thoughts in the comments below in the video. I'd love to hear some of your experiences, because when we share them, that's when it can help each other. So I look forward to seeing you in chapter 3, which is called Music Was My First Love, which shares my journey into music. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's given you a little bit of an insight of guiding yourself to fitting in a little bit more and being your true self. Have a fabulous day ahead.